Hi everyone, I'm Jose. Welcome back to Common Sense. This is going to be another common ground episode. I'm going to talk about just something that random that I've been thinking about, the way people see themselves and the way the fact that people want, in this day and age, want to find love for one another and then for themselves, and then things don't always go their way. Then there's this thing of hookup culture that's in front of their faces in a way, and there's a way to think about. I, I'm going to break a couple things down with certain things. I'm not get through a lot, just the best I can. Alright, so a lot of things that we as people, for example, we want to find someone to be with forever, and all these things, and then it never works on our favor most of the time, because maybe they have expectations, or the vice versa, and then in, maybe that within that expectation there isn't, they don't have a clear eye to eye or vision for themselves, which is why they fall apart. So then there are people who have standards and boundaries, and which is very important for each other, and even and surprisingly it does work out right in the beginning. However, it does. The thing is, the most important thing to do when loving someone is having the ability to put in the effort in, not only yourself but also for the person you choose to be with and love and everything, and also choosing to be open and respectful to them in the best way you can. And then there's another thing with, something where the thing that's really important is for you to, like, first of all, you have to love yourself first. If you don't, then you have to find a way to do so. It's not easy, but however, it's not hard either. If you let it be that way, you'll find your own way to, that you always be able to find something for yourself that you're able to love. So then a lot of people always say love yourself, and that's very true. That's something that needs to be done first. That's the first step to feeling fulfilled. When you love yourself, you actually will be surprised in the stuff you are able to do, and then the stuff that you're able to do is you choose to improve yourself to become the better version of you. And then it's a thing where I've been thinking about a lot of TV shows, mostly the Disney Channel back then. They were when you watched them. I don't think who watches Disney these days. Anyways, they always have that moment where like one person likes another person, and then they hear the person they like say they like to step out. They have like a preference or a type, and then they actually change the person who has a crush changes into a version of what they think is what they think will work for them, and then they always full circle back to not only who they were, however, they have this reflection, and they understand that they have to be themselves all along. And then it's very interesting how that is, because it's somehow it works for them on TV. However, in the real world, that's not really how it should be. That's not how it is. Is what I mean to say. There's a difference between changing into someone else and then improving. When you're changing into someone else, you're becoming someone else and something else, and then maybe that doesn't. Maybe it may work for you for a while, but maybe not a long run. However, if you improve, like I said before, you maybe surprise you, even though within the surprises you have to get out of your comfort zone as little steps as possible. It's a long path, but it's a path worth doing. So then when you improve yourself, you're able to do the impossible and actually realize that the version of you that is improving, wants to actually improve more and more and more. Then, however, when the word more is involved, then maybe sometimes you may feel overwhelmed, or maybe you feel like you are at a point of no return. So then maybe there's a point where you may feel like you feel that you're wondering why you're improving in the first place. So then you have all these things, and then you have your own. Then there's the person you like, and you want then involved with, then your personal life, and then work, and then or school, or both, or etc. Then how you saying? So then there's a lot of things that you have to think about. You not find the answers far away. Even when you love yourself and want to improve, you still find ways to love yourself more in different ways, from different perspectives, and then that way you can incorporate it into finding love for that particular person you love, and then versus quote loving someone is versus someone you love someone the person you love, you were able to find, like, you use a bunch of examples of things you know of or heard or experienced, etc., and then you try to put it all in that category, and put into that 1%, and then it may not work. However, if you take the time to maybe learn with them, for the person you like, and understand the person, you're able to find ways to love that particular person, particularly, and that will actually work in your favor in a way. So maybe and then the biggest thing on top of that is communication. You have to communicate as well, and understand that there will be ups and downs, but it's actually worth it because it's actually the ups and downs you want with that person, so versus anyone else, and then vice versa, and you want to understand how they feel, and most importantly, the point on our side note is also important when not if, but when, because hopefully maybe with you loving you are someone who loves yourself, you'll be able to show that within that person you love, then that person will find ways to love themselves first, and then love you, and then it will go, work really well in their favor, and then it will lead both of you into a brilliant path together. So then that way, through all this, maybe there's actually a way to, be better for together. And then another thing, a lot of reasons why a lot of people on social media and in person have trouble finding love and date, maybe just they don't put in the effort. It's all these things that sound simple, however, it's in a way it kinda is. However, it's not that simple for them, because maybe they don't really see things differently, which is understandable. It's not about agreeing. It's not like you have to do this 100%, and then that way you'll be able to find love. It's always they have their own ways of finding love for themselves and then each other. And a lot of people are afraid of dating, and they have a point of what they wonder, is it even worth it in the first place, and then they would give up. And maybe that's why a lot of people online, a lot of guys online, are not a fan of what women do or say, and then vice versa for the women. They actually don't find, they would think that they find each of them have their own reasons and categories, not all of them, of course, just the ones that are particularly showing disinterest in the opposite gender, because they see something better than the other ones, which isn't the right way to go. And I feel like a lot of people these days find ways to not use it as an excuse, but maybe they're saying these things because of their own experience. Who knows? Unless you know someone like that, or you been with someone who made you feel that way, that you feel like there's no hope for that. And then basically the people who are involved with hookup culture use love as a shortcut to get what they want real fast, and then it doesn't work in their favor, because they don't understand how, maybe they don't understand the ways to understand the true definition of love for them particularly, or maybe they give up on love, or maybe they were hoping to get something out of it in return. That's something very interesting to really think about on how all that is. When you decide to, put in the effort, you basically put in the work to show up, and when you show up, you'll be able to find something where you find love in a different way. So then for for your partner, and then that way, through all of that, you'll be able to understand that there was something that was actually not bad, and then it was worth it, and then there's the other thing with finding love is that you don't want especially in the beginning, mostly in the beginning, you don't want it's the approach or the beginning stages of it where you don't want to scare the other person away. So then maybe that's why some people backtrack and not do anything at all. It's because they see themselves. Maybe they feel like they're scared of rejection. So then when they feel that they're about to be rejected, maybe they are either used to it, or because maybe they done that, maybe they been with that role before, or maybe they haven't done it before. Maybe they don't want to feel not categorized, but feel more. They want to have that experience or afraid of that experience. And if they're scared of that, then that's understandable, because it's something they're getting out of the comfort zone and doing something new. So then that way it'll be important to have time on your side. Someone I enjoy watching on Instagram Live this few weeks is someone named Ryan McCartan. Ryan said something about, quote, time heals everything else. So when you hear the phrase time heals everything, you would think about like healing, self-healing in that way, or something along the lines of that. And maybe the reason why he said that was because maybe for me, I would see it as it will heal everything outside of that. Maybe it will heal the uncomfortable parts. A lot of people who are choosing to get out of their comfort zone, maybe they're doing that because they need to. They're actually putting the effort in, giving themselves the push to do something new, and so most likely when they're trying to find love on their own, maybe they rather not hear advice from others, or they would rather understand their friends' perspectives if that person talks to a group of friends. So, and maybe that thing is with all of that. There are a lot of things that happen when people feel rejected, or at a point where they often play the blame game, try to find ways to not. They feel like they've done the right thing, and then on top of that, there's with people online. One of the things that a lot of people who are trying to find love go through, they also when they don't find the person they love, or they don't have them back, maybe that will end up a group of people playing the blame game with you online, with women hating men, or the men hating on the way the women speak about them. So it's this back and forth, and that I feel like feels unnecessary if when it comes to them saying things that are a little harsh, or out of the blue, in a way people want to see themselves. They feel like they didn't do anything wrong, and then when they feel like they didn't do anything wrong, maybe they would see something different. They see love in a different light, and not in a good way. So then that's why you see a lot of people online be this way with each other. And for the people who care for each other all the way, there's always a Valentine's Day, for example. They would put in the most effort on that day, but then sometimes it feels weird to them. Maybe just there's something maybe there's a lot of pressure there, and then there's something new for them. So then when you express yourself in a way that, hey, for the person you like no other, you would, you know, learn a new hobby or do something within your surrounding to be more organized or present yourself really well, and that's something that that your partner will love as well. So when you or the person you have a crush on will admire, you would see that you put in an effort in yourself, and a lot of people actually we like seeing other people succeed in a way when it comes to loving themselves. And then there's a lot of times where when once you find ways to be more presentable, they would end up becoming more, you end up being a brilliant person in the world. And once you're in the world, once you're able to know that person, you'll be able to learn how to particularly love that person in a way that you will be more open and share your feelings with that person. So when you are able to do that, you'll be able to see the true her. Something that is important to keep in mind is when you're choosing to commit to that other person, you're able to have fun in the process. And it's the journey that's the fun part. It's never the destination. Maybe just in a way that for some people there is no destination. So when you find the person you care for the most, you are able to cherish them and treasure them in a way like no other. And when you do that, she will be able to first of all see that there is something about you that is unique, and that's a rare thing to do. And think about, you both have the rarest opportunity of a lifetime. You have you, and then the person you love. You both are able to. You have the opportunity to actually know each other. So when you're able to. That'll be a brilliant thing. That'll be the best thing ever, because you're able to. That's something like no other, and that's something that is very important to you. And the important thing is when you see the importance in each other, you treat each other with like priority. And when you prioritize each other, you're able to understand that they're showing up for you, and when they show up for you, they have the idea of themselves are filled and loved. So if you want to express yourself in that way towards that person, find a way to know them the right way. Don't just know them based on what the friends say or the family say. You have to learn from that person particularly. Approach them, and then find a way to don't be so over them, breathing out of space. And what's the point in is to give that person some space. So just you would want that too. You don't want it's not be you're not be I think it'd be healthy if there's some consistency, yes, however, not too much where it's so crammed in, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like cleanliness, being cleany. When you find a way to find love for them in a healthy way, you are actually all loving the right way. And do you agree or disagree? Do you think there's a different approach on how to approach someone, or then love them and then stay with them? Stay with them, meaning that you are listening to them and finding ways to do what you can for them with zero expectations. So a lot of people like to do things a little at a time, one step at a time. That way they won't feel overwhelmed, because when they don't feel overwhelmed, then they won't feel like it's too much. It's also important just like I said about giving yourself space as well. You have to. That's actually something that you have to prioritize as well. That way you're able to not be so overwhelmed with the idea of love in that way. Hopefully I provided something for you. I appreciate your time here and now. If you learned something, let me know. If you have any video ideas similar to this, let me know. I'll do my best to express that in the following episodes about even common ground, and I will see all of you soon. Thank you. Do you want more? The episode is actually on Spotify for podcasters, so you can actually listen to the episode, and I'm also on Instagram, and I hope you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload the following video. Catch you next time.